there, happy Friday. It's me, Victor here, doing a little quick video lesson intraday. Overall, what a week it's been. Again, this video is going to be categorized around setups, okay? You have to focus on who you are as a trader. Currently, I'm long this CYPH from about 224 average, and I'm long MUUU. We're going to go over both of them real quick. Again, I want to focus on one thing for y'all. You have to get the randomness out of your trading, okay? Once you become aware that most of the shit in the markets is just noise, you know, you have to learn to filter out the noise, okay? That's what you have to do. And it takes time getting to that point of finding who you are as a trader, okay? But the setup in front of you is what I've been talking about on this channel this entire year. Same with MU. This is an ETF directly to MU, which is a larger ticker, but the same premise is still the same. Mainly I want to focus on CYPH. As I mentioned, I traded this past week, and I said I'll watch it. What I always say, keep a list of former runners, okay? Because the fact that this pretty much based yesterday, it went sideways, was a sign of strength. It's showing that it wants to go higher. And again, it's hard to see that in the moment, but it takes screen time getting to that point. And pretty much whenever this gapped up, it was on my radar. Whenever pre-market, it was showing over $2. Okay, I'm watching this over this pivot point, and that's when I got long. And we'll see what happens. I'm risking, as I just mentioned, I'm long at 224 average. Who knows? I think this can go higher. I want to hold this to see. We'll see what happens. If not, then it's a scratch. I really don't give a shit. Don't trade the P&L, trade the chart. And so this is a 5-star setup. Again, it's the basic premise that I've been talking about on this channel every single day for the past year, okay? It's two stocks that make a big move, you know, they pull back and they go again. And this pullback could be for 1 day, a month, 2 days, whatever. In this case, it was 1 day. It was 1 day it pulled back. And with these penny stocks, that's the best day trading setup in my opinion, is you wait for the secondary move. Most of them often make big moves after the first initial run. And we'll see what happens with this one. I'm not saying this is going to go to $3, but you never know. Again, focus on volume. ADR is roughly 30%, and we'll see what happens on this one. But same pretty much deal with MUU. I was watching, and we focus on stocks that are linear. We talk about it all the time on the channel. Focus on stocks that are linear. Focus on stocks that are going straight up. Those are the ones you want to buy. And pretty much I was watching this yesterday on my watch list. The fact that it had a pullback, you know. Let's just go to MU. This is the actual ticker. MUU is when I'm long. It's an ETF. But MU, the fact that it reclaimed the 10-day is a significant sign of strength. And as I was mentioned, you always want to have price alerts on your stocks. And that's pretty much what happened. You know, a price alert hit at the pivot point, and I was aware of it. So I pretty much didn't get long this one because it's a higher price, but I got long the ETF rather, roughly at $82. Well, 81, 89 is my average. Great trade. I'm still long it. Ideally swing. We'll see what happens. Again, this is a different setup compared to CYPH. This one's pretty much a range off the 10-day. Where CYPH is a range break. I guess the same type of deal, but again, they're two different variations on two different type of plays. You know, again, your job as a trader is to focus on what you're good at, and it takes time getting to that point. Same with this setup right here, CMBM, and this is setting up very nicely. See how it's holding these ranges, and we talk about it all the time on the channel. The fact that it's not breaking out of this resistance level. You know, the volume is roughly 2,000. The volume is 2 million, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. not saying this can't go. It's just this is the basic premise of the setup. You wait for these big moves. What's CYPH doing? Now CYPH may get back all its gains. It could, but it's just a waiting man's game. You know, you want to wait for this to set up. That's all it is. You just wait, and if it fails, it fails. Oh well. It happens. It's trading. But let's see here. What's this? But yeah, this is a short one for y'all, and this is what it takes. You know, I come to the markets. You don't want to look to trade. Good trading should be boring, if that makes any sense. You just have to find what setup you are best at, and look for that setup every day. And these are really the best ones. These the ones that are reverting, and the ones that base towards a moving average. This is off the 50-day. That's a good one. But you have to find out what you're best at. And I don't know who the hell you are. And again, as I always say in every video lesson, it's gonna take time getting to the point of knowing who you are. Same with IDN. This is 5-star delayed reaction. I'm just gonna break the range right here, press 650, but same move. Same exact premise. You had a big gap up EP, and it didn't go, but I call it a delayed reaction. It's about to hit that pivot point over 240. And again, you really want to buy it. You can still buy this because the average true range on this is 41 cents, and it's only up 23 cents on the day. So you can buy this, but the problem is it's so illiquid. The volume's only about 200,000, so you really want to avoid illiquid stocks. But this is the pattern. It's the premise. But other than that, that's really all. You know, I have a scans, I have a watch list, I go over every stock, and don't be looking for a trade. Open, I sold my position. As I mentioned, I was long, I sold it. It didn't go well. And that's the art of trading. Same with the firm, you know. You have sell rules for a reason. You have sell rules for a reason. A firm I was long off this range break. Gap down, no problem, sell. Same with Lumen. Earlier this week. Same with Lumen. I was long Lumen. Wait, no. I was long Rivian. Rivian I was long. Same premise, you know. You have sell rules for a reason. I sold pretty much at 17 for my entry at 15.50. You have sell rules for a reason. That's why they protect you. Okay? Wow, this is still going. Let's see CYPH. But I often lose a lot. You know, don't focus on having a high win rate. No. You're going to lose. Get used to it. That's a trading system for you. It's not going to be linear all the time. You know, the best traders in the world often get used to losing. And I know that the goal in anything in the beginning is longevity, long-term survival. That is the goal. To the point to where you reach who you are as a trader to find your niche, then from there you exploit that and just compound over time. This thing's probably gonna go to $3. I'm not gonna. I've tracked this setup numerous times, and again, to do that, you have to really put in the work. And I say this in probably every week. You have to build a database of stocks. You have to. You have to. Okay? You have to. This is what it takes. Okay? I have one of these for every year. And the thing is, I've been seeing myself evolve. And as a trader, that's what you want to do. You want to see yourself evolve. Okay? This is my playbook. It's pretty much the exact same pattern I'm showing you right now. And I'm long. The exact same stuff over and over again. You know, we talk about all the time, these range breaks, you know, and it's pretty much the same thing over and over again. As Jesse Livermore says, wow, look at this, the patterns never change. It's just the players that change. You know, it's just the players. Ideally, I can see this halting. Who knows though? And here's one thing for you. Whenever I'm in a winning position, as the stock goes higher, I raise my stop. I raise my stop. You know, I don't hold it to break even. No, I raise it to lock in some gains. And people often question, when do you take off some? Again, with this pattern right here, it's not really a day trade. I mean, it's not really a swing trade. It depends on what market cap structure it is. If it's a much larger, like on MQU, this is going to be a swing trade. because I think this can go higher. You know, you have a fundamental reason, you have fuel, whereas CYPH is just purely momentum. So always know the difference. So therefore, I always look for a sell pretty much whenever there's a sign of weakness. You know, you don't just want to sell randomly. Do not trade your P&L. Don't do that. Trade your system. So, like for instance, I have to leave here for work in about 30 minutes, so I probably would trim half. Because you never know with this stuff. They always could raise money, you know. So that's that. But I want to keep this one short here because the longer it is, the less people that watch it. So the key thing is focus on setups, okay? The one in front of you is my setup. It's my bread and butter, opening range highs, and that's what you have to do. It takes time, but you get there, okay? I likely will do a video lesson this weekend to go over the entire week. Other than that, have a great weekend.